Hey, what's up everybody? Joshua Casper back at you with Plugin Boutique, and it's time for another one of our incredibly popular monthly giveaways. This week it's something a little bit special. We're giving you a VST and 3 packs from Loopmasters. So it's kind of like a bundle, and it's absolutely free with any purchase on Plugin Boutique. We're going to get into what each one of those things are in a little bit. It's all coming up, so let's get into it. Alright, so as I just said, you're getting 4 things for free by making any purchase on Plugin Boutique for the entire month of October. Those 4 things, the brand new Loopcloud 5, this is an application and a VST that's absolutely incredible. I'm going to walk you through it in a second. And then 3 full sample packs from Loopmasters. So what's going to happen is if you make any purchase on Plugin Boutique, this bundle will be added to your account. You're going to go to my account on pluginboutique.com after signing in, of course, and just go ahead and download the zip file. The zip file is going to have everything you need to get up and running. All right, so this is a massive file with over 2.4 gigabyte of content. So while this is downloading, you're going to want to slide over to loopmasters.com and sign up there. Register, make an account if you don't have one already. If you do, just remember your login details there. We're going to need those in a second. After you sign up, make sure to click that email to confirm everything so you're good to go in the next steps. After the download is complete, you want to go ahead and launch the Loopcloud 5 installer. Inside of the zip file, you have the Mac and PC version, so you're good to go whatever format you're using. Run the installer just like you would any other program, follow the on-screen instructions, and it should be a piece of cake. Once it's installed, go ahead and launch the program. Log in with your Loopmasters credentials, and when the UI is open, you want to import those new sample packs that you just downloaded. To do this, you can do one of 2 different methods. There's a Add Samples up here in the top right corner, or you can go into this far right corner menu and go to More, and then Add Samples from here as well. Both these methods work the same way. It's going to pull up on a browser, and you find those samples. Now, I should have mentioned before this, you want to put the samples wherever you keep your sample packs. It's a good idea to keep them where you're not going to have to move them around and repoint Loopcloud to them. Loopcloud's going to find them, scan them, or analyze them, find BPM, key, instrument tag information, label it all for you automatically, and then you can use Loopcloud 5's incredible browsing, filtering, and searching features to find exactly what you're looking for later on down the road. Now you can also take this opportunity to import any of your other sample packs into Loopcloud as well. All right, so I've imported those 3 folders. There they are right here inside of my library, and now I can easily go in and audition anything I want inside of Loopcloud. Before I start doing that, I want to point out that I have Ableton Live open, and I'm using the Loopcloud VST to sync Ableton Live with Loopcloud. So I have this kick loop right here, and I can easily come in here to some drum loops. And you'll see that those things are synced up. So now any of the loops that I audition inside of Loopcloud will be synced with whatever or however many elements I have in my project, which makes things very, very useful. However, what I want to do is go ahead and make a bass loop using some of the pattern features inside of the loop editor down here. So what I'm going to do is just keep this top loop going on channel 1, and I'm going to click track 2 over here. And let's jump into some bass loops. So if I come up here, now if I play this, it's going to play both of these tracks at the same time. If I want to turn down that bass a little bit, I just click down here at the bottom and drag it over. Now this is very, very cool. Now I can just go ahead and cycle through all of these, either using my mouse or the down arrow key on my keyboard, and just go through until I find one that works with this groove. All right, so let's say I really like this one. Now I can keep it like that, or I can come into my tools over here and, maybe I want this. Go ahead and cut it with the scissors and then hit the reverse. And that sounds really dope too. Now I can also use the pattern feature as well. If I come in here, there's a bunch of different bass patterns. If I come down here to something like Funk House 1, I've got a completely different style by using this pattern, but still using those same sounds from that bass loop. And now when I have this pattern here, I can still go through and audition any of these other sounds from these other bass loops in that same pattern. And of course, I still have all of my edit tools, so I can come in and do everything I want. You can see here I can change the volume by clicking and dragging up and down. I have fades at the beginning and the end. We can cut things up shorter. We've got a grid size that we can change. Right now it's on auto, but we have all of these different options over here. We have a slip tool. If I want to come in and you click it and drag it, you can actually change the position of this particular slice on the loop itself. And another thing that's really cool is, let's say I don't want to use a loop. I can easily jump into, say, bass one shots and try those out as well. And because I had made that move with the slip tool over here, I'm not getting that, but I can easily click and drag that back over to introduce it again. So let's see what that sounds like with the kick. So you can see here that we're already well on our way to making a groove, and all I had to do was select a pre-made pattern here and cycle through these bass hits until I found one that really worked well with the groove that I had laid out. Now that that's done, I can easily just drag in the processed version here into my DAW and move on to the next bit. Some other really great features that I want to point out about Loopcloud is the auto key function here. So let's say that my track that I'm working on is actually in the key of F. Let's go ahead and see what happens if I turn on auto and then select F down here. You can see that it's actually pitched these up 5 semitones. So let's go ahead and run that now and see what it sounds like. Now obviously that's way too high up in the scale or register for bass, so I just click the octave button and it'll pitch shift it down 7 semitones instead. And again, just like before, now that I have that set up, I can easily cycle through all these other bass hits and it will stay the same. The pattern will stay the same. The groove will stay the same, and it will keep auto pitching everything into the key of F for me. So let's come into some of these bass loops, and here we have something in the key of B. If I click this, it's going to pitch shift it down -6 semitones to keep everything in the key of F for me. So I'm sure you can already tell the power of this method. Once you have your groove laid out and your auto pitch on, you could just go to town cycling through these very quickly until you find the perfect sound for that particular pattern, that particular groove inside of whatever project you're working on. Last thing I want to point out here is the searching and filtering you can do inside of Loopcloud. You notice that all of these loops that I just imported all have BPM tags automatically. They all have key tags automatically. If I click right here, I can actually come into, let's say, instruments, and it will show me the different instrument tags that have been assigned to those. So you can see here I've got sub and bass over here. Obviously we're in the bass folder. What if I come into music? We've got synths, sub synths, and so on. We've got some arpeggios down here as well. It's all been helpfully labeled automatically inside of Loopcloud. So if I'm searching for, let's say, come in here, let's go to synth. Let's go to a key and BPM range. Let's just say 115, up to 130 or something. If I want to go even further, and let's say, like I said, we have a key of F, I can come into this key and BPM and find F. I believe it's right here. If I want to make sure I'm not seeing any one shots, I could just, again, filter by loop, and you'll see that that shows up here as well. And now I'm only looking at loops in the key of F in my set BPM range that are marked with the synth instrument tag. So we got quite a few to choose from, but it's gonna really make things easier when I'm looking for something specific. So what about these 3 sample packs that you got for that free download? Let's go ahead and check those out right now. First up, we've got Chill LA Trap from Loopmasters. Next up, we've got Rektchordz presents House Shift, again from Loopmasters. And finally, we have Retro Electronic, again from Loopmasters. And there you go. You get all of this incredible bundle for absolutely free with any purchase on Plugin Boutique for the entire month of October. Click the link in the video description to find out more about this, and also for complete instructions on how to install and get started with Loopcloud 5. I'm Joshua Casper here for Plugin Boutique, and I'll see you in the next video.